Last month we released our first devlog for our next game, Songs of Everjade, which is a roguelite set in Chinese mythology. And you guys didn't fully like it. There were a few problems with it, such as why the setting, we didn't make that clear, the art was ugly and it gave you motion sickness. And we've addressed pretty much all of those things or working on it, and in this devlog I want to go a bit further into that. But before I do that, you can head down below, there's a link to our Steam playtest right now, and for the next 72 hours after this video goes up, you can play the game yourself already, give us some thoughts, and see what is this that we're making, what are we actually working on, and not just me showing you some beautiful videos of it, well, not really beautiful, but showing you what they're doing. You can actually play it for yourself and see, okay, what have they been up to for the past few months. If the playtest is already over when you're seeing this video, you can still head down below and wishlist our game on Steam, and we'll be doing another playtest of these in a month, so don't worry. Now, what about the things that we're changing? So the first criticism we got is, what's the setting? Why Chinese mythology? Are you even sure what you're doing? I feel like you're missing something here. And I think you guys are right on that. We took your comments to heart and we've been thinking a bit more about, okay, how are we actually going to pull this off well? And basically what we decided to do is we're going to hard commit on the mythology part. So basically what we're gonna do is you're gonna play the level, you're gonna unlock new items, new scrolls and things like that. And it's all going to be based upon like some really interesting stories, really cool lore that you don't even have to leave the game basically to like go to Wikipedia or whatever to look it up. No, everything is going to be in the game itself. So you can really learn more about the like intricate history and the lesser known stories from within the game. Our goal now is to basically become a mini version of Hades, because we're never gonna like surpass them. But instead of using the traditional Greek mythology, we want to do that on the Chinese mythology and the Chinese martial art aspect. So how are we doing that? First of all, we've committed on our source material. Instead of like pulling things here and there, we're going to be using the Shanghai Jing, the classic of Mountain and Seas, as basically our source canon book, where everything is going to be related to that. This is one of the biggest like pieces of mythology and like traditions and such is in this book. So we have a quite solid source material there. On top of that, we've added 3 mechanics to our game: the bestiary, the library, and the treasury. And this is where, in between runs in your home base, you can learn more about all of the different pieces of lore. So every enemy you encounter, you can learn more of the backstory about. Every item you unlock, you can also learn about, okay, what's the story, what's the myth behind this item? And then also with the library, you can just unlock scrolls, basically unlock mini stories or like little snippets from the Shanghai Jing that you can read as well. These also build upon more in the collecting aspect of the roguelites, giving you some more stuff to do, and you're actually learning some cool stuff at the same time. Basically, everything we do now, we ask ourselves, is this lore friendly? Every character we do, every sprite we make, every item, we stop first and we're like, okay, does this actually make sense? And not just, is this cool to put into the game? Another big piece of feedback we got is that the game looks ugly. It looked flat, the sprites didn't match because we had like different kinds of resolutions for our pixel art and the pixels weren't square. And this one was something that we also expected, but I'm gonna clarify this now. We were still using and still are using a lot of asset packs just thrown together. And we have been working on getting more custom pieces. So for example, our warrior has been remade now, and instead of just retexturing some existing sprite asset, we've made him from zero. And once again, we got that question of, is this lore friendly? And I can say this warrior we have now is lore friendly, for example. It's not just some white guy put into a Chinese mythology setting because that's whatever asset there was available. And then the hardest or like most important part probably is going to be our environment. Now, this is something that you won't be seeing that much of in this video yet because it's something that takes some time. We have been spending the past 3 weeks reaching out to a variety of different artists, both character and environment like tileset ones, because we realized there's no way we're going to be able to make this game pretty ourselves. We should learn from Forge Industry and just outsource these things. Now, that's easier said than done because it's actually quite hard to find a good artist that matches our style. We have found one for our tile sets, so we currently are commissioning a whole bunch of tiles basically, but not that many of them have been done yet. I'll see if I can put up some like pictures of what we have right now. There were also some artists that we didn't really like, so we like sent out small commissions basically to, hey, give us some of these styles, and then we looked at what does fit the style, what doesn't fit the style, how do they deliver, things like that. But basically the tiles are going to be pretty good if you ask me. It's just gonna take a bit more time before we see all of them in action. Another challenge is characters. We don't have a good character artist yet. So that's something that we've also, once again, commissioned a bunch of examples from, but none really fit the vibe, or the ones that were like alright, looked alright like standalone, but wouldn't fit that lore friendly vibe. It may be very dumb things, but it's even like, how does the cultivators wear their clothes? Are their clothes lore friendly? Is it like the right amount of layers? There was like one person we commissioned for an assassin, and we just got this like white big boob woman, and it was like, that's not the game we're making. Why is her chest exposed? No, everything should be covered. It's not lore friendly. So things like that are a bit of a struggle. That's also why there's not that much more enemies, or well, there's not really any more enemies in the game now compared to last month, because we are still actively looking for good character artists that can do animations and things like that. And then lastly, our UI has also been updated. This one I have done myself, but I think UI is a bit easier to get to a serviceable degree. So you can see that in the footage that I'll probably show up here as well. It's alright. It's nothing too crazy, but it fits the vibe a lot better already. And maybe if we find a big bag of money at some point, then we can invest a bit more in like reworking the UI, but for now it's serviceable. The focus should be more on getting tiles and characters, and probably even more on characters, because those are just harder to make, larger to make, because you have all the different animations. So what else is new? Quite a bunch of stuff. I'm going to go over this pretty quickly. If you're interested in like getting a full breakdown, if you're like, I want to know more about this game, I'm quickly gonna plug our Patreon. Every week there we make an extra post where we put in screenshots, we talk about the progress of that week and also what we're like planning on working on, and we also just explain some of the mechanics that maybe won't be immediately implemented into the game, but that we want to work towards. So if that's something you're interested in, it's like $4 or something a month, so it's pretty cheap, and you also get an extra playtest round. So we have a new main character. This is only one of basically 12 kinds of playable characters, because we'll be having 4 classes and every class will have 3 different weapons. Right now we just have our warrior using a sword, but there should also come some versions where he uses a bow and arrow or a crossbow, or where he uses like more of a glaive spear. These things take time, but we've got the main warrior done already, and we're pretty happy with the final result there. Now it's just a matter of transferring that style to the artists, like I said, finding an artist who can work in that same style, and then get more sprites from there. And apart from that, we've just been working on our mechanics, things like our world generation, like some other mechanics, like for example the treasury, the library, and the bestiary, like I said before, to get that lore friendliness, and then also boring stuff such as our safe load system now works. We've been working on our localization, having support for multiple languages. Nothing too crazy really. I think it's best if you just go into the playtest and experience it all for yourself. So what's next? We want to get more art, obviously. We want to rework the way our rooms are generated, because I'm not really happy with like how big the rooms are right now, and like they're still quite repetitive of course, but there's also not enough looping. This is probably going to take a little bit of a while, because we have to rewrite our entire builder for the stages, and then we just want to focus on more content, because with that hard commit on actually putting so much lore into the game, that just takes time. It just needs to find the stories, write them in a good format, link items to it, implement those items. So this is something that, now that the mechanics are somewhat solid already, it's just a battle of scale for the most part. It's basically just art and more of everything that already kind of exists that we need to do at this point, and that's it. Our goal was to make a smaller scoped game. So far, it should be all right, it should be doable. We're looking still at a release end of February, start of March. So if you're interested in it, you can wishlist down below again. I'm gonna keep plugging it. And we'll be doing another devlog in a month where we talk about, okay, how has the progress been? That's basically the small update. I want you now to go and play the playtest, or just give me your feedback. There are 2 main ways you can give us feedback, either through the comments on this YouTube channel. Sometimes you guys are mean, but it's really valuable to us, and it allows us to really quickly pivot if something really doesn't make sense. Like for example, what were our unique selling points? And otherwise, we also have a Discord server, which you can also, it's linked down below. You can also share some of your thoughts over there, or you can also, if you just want to interact with other fellow game developers, do that over there. Our Discord has almost 1,000 users at this point, so you will always find someone to talk to. Anyways, that's all I really had to say. Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to wishlist. And apart from that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!